Where's my chocolate milk?
Hey, it's Larry here, Xbox Live's Major Nelson.
Hey everybody, I'm Ryan McCaffrey with IGN.
How's it going, folks? I'm Graham Boyd, Xbox Live's AC Bongos.
Hello, my name is David Braben. I'm CEO of Frontier Developments.
This is Aaron Greenberg. I lead the Xbox Games marketing team. I'm very excited to be talking with the Party Chat podcast.
The official podcast of the Xbox One subreddit.
And you are listening to the Party Chat podcast.
And welcome to the Xbox One Party Chat podcast.
Xbox On.
Game on, baby! Wow!
Don't make a girl a promise you can't keep.
Let's do this.
Hello and welcome to the Xbox One Party Chat podcast. It's the official podcast of the Xbox One subreddit. I'm this week's host, Delicious Cheese, and with me today is Ross Miller.
Hello.
And the lovely Carina.
Hey.
How you doing, guys?
Good.
Yeah.
It is
Tired
Yeah.
after all the late night conferences.
Oh, no, same.
It is our post E3 episode. We were up until late last night, all of us, with a little bit of a live stream. For those who didn't tune in, basically we're going to say the exact same stuff that we said last night. But yeah, guys, E3 came and went. What did you think?
Over in a flash. Was that not the quickest 90 minutes of your
It
life?
was actually more
Way
than
too
90
quick.
minutes. It was like,
Yeah.
like
2 hours, maybe?
just under 2 hours, I think.
They managed to fit quite a lot of games in,
Yeah, I believe there was 40 something.
with about 22 exclusives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, Phil came out this year and was like, all right, it's game time. And they just basically showed back-to-back trailers almost the entire way through.
I have to admit though, Rhys, I was really, really disappointed at the beginning of this conference.
Why is that?
That t-shirt that Phil was wearing was horrible.
He didn't change T-shirts once!
He never changed t-shirts once, and it never had my face on
That's
it.
the worst E3 ever, actually. You're right.
That's
Yeah.
it. Never going to watch another one now.
Oh,
Ruined
gutted.
it.
No, but seriously, this is probably one of the biggest E3s ever for Xbox fans, just because of the Xbox One X. Xbox One X. That is really hard to say.
Xbox One X.
Say it 3 times fast.
No, because Beetlejuice might appear.
The ghost of Phil Spencer. No. That would be the ghost of
The Ghost of Don Matrix.
That's the one.
He's
That's quite scary. That sounds like a late night TV movie.
Oh.
The Ghost of Don Matrix.
It's like a
Not what
spin-off to the
anyone-
Christmas film.
but yeah, seriously, guys, they announced the Xbox One X, which is the upgraded version of the regular Xbox One. It's like the super duper edition. It's being released on November 7th worldwide, which is a little bit unusual for Microsoft. Great for us Europeans up here.
Yeah.
It's being released for 499 Freedom Bucks. Did you guys manage to find out what it's going to cost in pounds sterling?
It's
I've had
it's
a-
449.
Yeah, I've seen that being
Oh. confirmed. That pound value plummeting.
Well, if you want to do a straight $499 is £395.
Yeah.
So where they've got 449 from, I'm not quite sure, but it happens all the time here, so
Yeah, no.
I'm not
Yeah.
really surprised.
Actually, if you guys check out the thread that we made just before E3, it was the Scorpio price guessing thread. And I made a joke saying that it's going to be 399 American dollars and 399 pounds, because pounds are the same thing as dollars, right? Because, that's basically
Near enough now.
Yeah.
Well, it was a joke based on how the pricing seems to always be the same for some strange reason. Just change the pound sign and the dollar sign. It's good enough.
They might as well just do that from now on in,
Yeah.
to be honest. Like, it
That'd
just
be a good
makes
idea.
sense. Just
Make it a lot
replace.
easier.
I'm really,
But make them more money. Not so good, I suppose, but...
really frightened of what the price is going to be in Finland. Ooh.
But like, what did you guys think about the price? Is this what you expected? Did you expect it to be higher, lower? Like,
Well,
for me, this is just on the money. Like, this is exactly as I expected. So
You go
I'm
first,
fine
Carina.
with it.
I had a budget of under £500 anyway, so I suppose it was always under my budget, but I would have ideally liked it a bit lower. But for the price compared to the PS4 Pro, it's quite good. For what you're getting, I think it's quite a brilliant price.
yeah. I mean, if you look at the specs, that thing outperforms a $2,000 PC.
I don't think you can build a similar spec for about $900.
Nah,
Yeah.
that's no way. I mean, you need a
Yeah, if
you need a 1080i, and that'll set you back $800 on its own.
I'll say it's
Nah.
1080 is similar price to the Xbox. Building a PC maybe a little bit more, but depends whether you want to bridge that. But the fact is Microsoft's bridging the gap, and I find that quite intriguing.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's super powerful. I mean, it's got teraflops just flopping all over the place. It's liquid
I love that word.
cooled. It's great, isn't it? Teraflop.
Teraflops.
It's liquid cooled. It's the smallest Xbox ever. It's barely wider than a controller. Did you see that?
Yeah, it's about a
It's insane.
controller and a half.
Yeah, it's like the NES Mini. It's crazy. And it's backwards compatible all the way back to the original Xbox. Wow.
All I want from that is FIFA Street, but I don't think I'm going to get my game.
No?
No, I don't think I'm going to bring FIFA Street, but yeah, that's all I wanted.
What's the difference between FIFA and FIFA Street? I never played it.
FIFA Street was like an arcade-style game, sort of NBA Jam
Okay.
style.
All right.
Where you just played with those ridiculous power-ups and things, but on the original Xbox, I literally played that game non-stop with my friends. So that's the one game that I remember being from Xbox. I'm like, oh, I really want to play that again, but it'll probably be rubbish now, but...
Yeah.
It's nostalgia, though,
yeah.
isn't it? More than nostalgia.
Nostalgia.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's a good word, too. And loads of games getting 4K updates for free that will be ready at launch day. I saw Gears of War 4 in there, and I saw the old Forzas in there, Forza Horizon 3, for example. What else did you guys see in there? Did you remember anything?
Minecraft, because obviously that leads on to the 4K.
And it's getting a graphics update, too, not just like upscale
Yeah, but I'd say
in
that's
resolution.
a full-blown update. Or upgrade, even.
Yeah.
Also, a lot of third-party stuff like the Assassin's Creed games, Hitman's getting it, the Shadow of War, of course, is releasing with it. There is a lot of games that are coming that are going to be supported. Battlefield 1. It's great. It is great to have all that, because if you were buying this console and they didn't have the patches for all the games, or if it was only first-party, it'd probably feel not that as good a purchase, but the fact that we're getting all of that day one settles my stomach, puts me at ease a little bit.
And I mean,
Yeah.
You know,
he also promised that it's going to super sample for those who aren't using 4K TVs or using the older games that only run at 1080p. It will super sample everything to make it look nice and crisp. And I think they said they were going to apply anti-scopic filtering as well.
Yeah,
he was
I think
talking
that's-
really quickly, so it's hard for me to keep up with all the technology flowing out of his mouth. But yeah.
No, I think that's a brilliant idea, the sampling. Especially with, I think that was the issue with back to PS4 Pro, where people complain not having a 4K TV, and Microsoft have just fixed that and makes it a lot accessible. More accessible? Is that the right word?
More accessible. And it loads faster too, he promised. But that's not.
Oh, everyone likes a good load screen.
Oh, no, you know what? I've been praising the game Prey non-stop for the last month, but seriously, the load times in between areas, it's like, that was like sandwich time. Like you put the controller down, you go make a sandwich. It took so long. Oh,
My worst must have been Recall. For some reason, they took forever as well every time you were trying to transport. It was just so long.
the worst kind of loading screen. I can take a long loading screen to boot up, but if you make a long loading screen after I die, we're going to have words. We're going to have serious words.
that is the worst, actually.
Yeah.
That is the worst.
Should we move on and actually discuss the games that were talked about? Like maybe run through the list of the games that were announced during the conference and, basically give our impressions on all of them. What do you think?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
why
a good idea.
not?
So, the very first game to be announced was Porsche and their new car, followed by Forza Motorsport 7. What do you think of that one, guys?
It's Forza.
Yeah, it is.
Graphically it looks stunning, but I don't know. I'm not too sure about it. I think it looks good, but whether
Wait.
it plays as good as it looks.
You said you weren't into driving games, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, basically, Forza is not it's not really a game for people who even like driving games. It's it's for hardcore fans because it's a simulator first.
Yeah, it's like, I thought it was genius the way that they announced the car along with the game, because every motorsport magazine today will have printed out or on all the websites new car announced at the Microsoft conference, and you can try driving it before the car's even on the road in this game on this new console releasing this year. I don't know if that was Aaron or not, but marketing genius going on right there for doing things like that.
I think I heard somewhere like off in the distance the collective gasp of bliss that came from all the guys subscribed to our Forza. Like that's like pure digital heroin to them. Like they live for this stuff. And it was a very nice looking car, I must say. Are you going to get
everything? I won't day one. I might pick it up in the future depending on price, because I do enjoy the Forza games, but I can't ever get overly hyped for the main ones. It's different with Horizon. Horizon's it's more accessible, but at the moment, I'm more likely to pick up Need for Speed this year than I'm Forza. That says quite a lot, doesn't it? It was just all the explosions and things ticked my boxes.
Yeah, I watched the footage for that, and I didn't find it very. I was very whelmed. I wasn't underwhelmed, and I wasn't overwhelmed. I was just whelmed.
I think the thing for me is whenever you've got a console to show off power, everyone always picks a driving game, and that annoys me a little bit.
But they look so
good. I know
good.
It is because they look so good. You get a fixed number of cars on the track. You've got static areas. You know, it's the best way to show off graphics on your new fancy machine.
Yeah.
But I think that sort of de-hypes me somewhat, because I want a game to grab me and make me want to play it right there and then. And nothing that they showed me right there made me want to play it.
Well,
so
did you get re-hyped by the following game that came out after that, which was Metro Exodus?
Yes.
That was a lovely video. You know, it started off so quiet and tense, and then just built and built and built, and the graphics just look incredible, like ridiculously good.
The atmosphere was brilliant.
Yeah, and really good music too.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was the movie from the music's been used in a movie actually. Is it? A zombie movie set in the UK.
28 Days Later.
Yeah, so it was a 28 Weeks Later music, I think. But yeah, it's been used before. But yeah, that game, I didn't expect it. I knew there's murmurings that game was going to come out. I didn't expect it at the Microsoft conference, first of all. But that game looks amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Like they hinted at an open world, but from what I'm hearing, it isn't. There's just sort of side routes that you can take. You are always pushed along one direction, which I actually prefer.
Yeah, I prefer that too myself.
Really? I thought it'd make quite a good open world game.
It definitely.
But maybe that'd be a bit too much though for a game like that.
There isn't really room for an open world when you're walking down a tunnel.
The few moments you're going outside in the original Metro games are very tense moments, because you don't have that much time outside that you can actually spend, or it's so dangerous outside that you can't do it. So this is going to be interesting. But what I loved about it was, did you notice on his gun it had 4 bullets in it? That's why he pulled the crossbow out. It seems to do the ammo. You know, the ammo in that game is so scarce. They use it as currency, of course.
Yeah.
And I just think this, if they go back to make sure it's like the original game, that the ammo is so scarce that you're trying to use anything that you can to survive, it's just going to blow everyone out the water. Although that trailer was very, very reliant on set pieces, of course.
Of course.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's trailer magic for you. But yeah, I really hope they bring back the Ranger mode, where like there's no HUD, and you die basically instantly, but the enemies die basically instantly, and like resources are super scarce. Did you ever play the Ranger mode?
I haven't, but because I've seen this now, I'm going to go back and do it.
I really recommend anyone play Metro in Russian. It's great.
Wait, other than the obvious one for me, Sea of Thieves, I think this was the highlight of my show.
Really? Would chalk that up as your highlight?
Metro.
Yeah, Metro, I think was probably my, even now, I would say that's still my favourite moment of the show, because I didn't expect it to be there. It looked so good. I knew Sea of Thieves was going to be there, so, you know, yeah, that trailer was possibly better because it was amazing. But I just loved the fact that everything that they showed about that game, and it's got me so excited for it. You would not believe.
So, moving on to the next game, which was Assassin's Creed Origins, we're going back to ancient Egypt. I'm not sure what year it's set in. It could be like anywhere up to 3,000 or 6,000 years ago. It could be sometime around the time when the Greeks were chilling out there. It could be before that. Hard to say. Yeah, new Assassin's Creed looking very, very nice. Guys?
Oh, it looked amazing. I've always been a big fan of the Assassin's Creed franchise. I got a bit worried after Unity and Syndicate because it seemed to be going downhill, but I think because Ubisoft have took a year out, essentially, to make this game, I think it's got really big potential, and I hope they live up to having the break.
Rumor has it they started development after Black Flag of this one.
It's the same team. It's the same team that done Black Flag.
Oh.
So I suppose you could call it the spiritual successor.
It looks so good.
I like the fact you can be an eagle. I don't know why I'm so excited about that, but I really like the idea of just flying over as the eagle, using that sensor.
You should go and play Battlefield 1. You can play as a messenger dove.
Oh, that's it. Sold.
Why am I being the negative one this year? I didn't like the look of this trailer at all.
Why not? You don't like Assassin's Creed, or you just didn't like the way it looked?
I do like Assassin's Creed, and if you remember from my show last week, I was looking forward to see what they were doing with the series.
Yeah, actually, you're right.
But they've brought in the Witcher, Dark Souls type combat. I don't know what I feel about that. They've basically, it's an Ubisoft game. If you replace the eagle with a drone, it's Wildlands. You're going into fortresses, you're liberating it. It's an Ubisoft game. And I know that formula works and it works. I just can't get excited for it. Hopefully more gameplay and more footage changes my mind, but at this exact moment, it really turned me off, that trailer. I think that's it. It's like, I played Far Cry 4 last year. I've played Wildlands. I had a shot of Steep, and it's borrowing heavy from all of those. I played quite a wee bit of The Division. I've played Rainbow Six Siege. I'm maybe just tired of Ubisoft.
Ubisoft out.
Of that formula. Ubisoft out? Is that what you guys said there?
Yeah.
I like that. I like that.
Hashtag Ubisoft out.
I want to be hyped for every single game that they show at these conferences, right? And you can't be hyped for every single one,
No,
of
it's
course.
not possible.
No. But what I'm hoping over the next few months is I see some more gameplay or something catches my eye that wants to get me involved, because I can't think of anything worse than not wanting to get this game. I want to like it. It just hasn't grabbed me yet.
But bro, you can climb the pyramids.
That would look pretty cool. And slide down them.
Okay.
Yeah, that did look pretty cool.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
but
I know one game that you were already hyped for. So this announcement must have hyped you up, and that is PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds is coming as an exclusive to the Xbox One. By the way, I heard the word exclusive a lot in that conference.
yeah,
Yep.
they did say the word exclusive a lot. But
Yeah, PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds, go.
oh my god, I actually can't believe that it's coming. It still quite hasn't settled in
But
for
Ross,
me.
you called it.
I called it. I did call it, but I didn't expect it to actually happen.
Oh, so you're just talking out your ass.
No, I didn't. I expected them to say coming summer 2018 when the game's finished, essentially, it'll come out, and it'll be a scaled down version. It won't be 100 players. It will be this and that. No, it's a full game. They are basically having 100 players dropped on a map, last man standing or last team standing. This is going to absolutely change everything for me on Xbox. This has to be one of the biggest releases ever to come to Xboxes in my mind. Because if you look online at the hype surrounding this game, go on Twitch, go on Mixer, look at the amount of people streaming it, and look, more importantly, at the amount of people watching you stream this game. You get some Mixer interaction with this. This is going to skyrocket in my mind.
Yeah, and they were actually pimping Mixer interaction quite a bit.
Yeah. They didn't mention it for there, but I can just see. Of course, like Mike Ybarra and Josh Stein and all the rest of it have all been playing on Battlegrounds, so we knew there was some sort of affiliation. You could just tell that was going to happen. Go on Mixer, watch a stream of someone playing it. It is one of the most infuriating games ever, but looks one of the most fun games ever. And I simply cannot wait for this game to come out. I really, really, really am excited for this to come out.
Okay.
And it's this year.
Yeah.
Is it a release day? Like day one title?
I'm not
I
sure.
think it was release date, like the November 7.
I feel like, I don't know, I've never been really hyped about this game, but I can see the interest. It looks... I don't know, I've just never been that interested in it. But I can understand why there's such a big community follow, and I think it'll be one of those that if I did ever start playing, I'd get addicted so quickly.
Ah,
Yeah.
so you have to stay away.
Yeah, I think it's one of them. I'm staying away for my own good. So I've not got endless nights of playing it. Because that's it, if I don't win, then I've got to keep going.
Well, when it comes out, we can have like a four... Almost said a four-way. That's not the right thing to say. A four-person team.
That sounds like the worst night ever.
Yeah, and we could try it out together. I think the Xbox One Party Chat team will either fail miserably or fail miserably.
Yeah.
But you'll have fun trying, right?
Counter-Strike, when it came to 360, I was super excited. And I know the original was on the OG Xbox as well. But this has got the same feeling about it to me. It's going to get competitive. You're going to have some really good players. Tournaments is going to be in by the time this gets released. So, there could be tournaments for things. This could have been a huge deal for them because there's going to be a lot of people annoyed that it isn't coming to PS4.
So
yet.
many people.
For now.
I've already found them. Believe me. You guys don't see
It's not-
the horrible comments that Automod catches first.
That's
It's not
true.
an exclusive, so I was wrong.
Yeah, it's not a full exclusive. Xbox's preview, PlayStation don't. The game's going to be in preview for at least another 18 months. So the preview version is coming to Xbox One. When it becomes a full release, it'll probably go to PS4. In fact, as little as 3 weeks ago, they said it was coming to PS4 in the future. But the point is we'll be getting a game probably at least a year before it comes to PS4. And the hype will still be big around about that time when it comes. It's a fantastic deal for them. It works so well for both parties. And it was surprising. It was surprising that it's coming this quickly.
Okay, let's move on to the next game, which is Deep Rock Galactic, or was Deep Rock Galactic, which looks to be a bit like Minecraft meets Dwarves meets Left 4 Dead.
It didn't look great.
It looked very colourful. I liked it.
Yeah, I need to see more of it. Dwarfs, the tagline did quite get me, but it never grabbed me fully again.
I like the idea that each character seems to have some sort of special ability, and obviously you've got to work as a team. I've always liked that strategy in
Overwatch
games. Yeah, but I don't... Well, yeah, there we go. But I don't know. Like, yeah, I think I'm also would like to see a bit more gameplay before I decide. I probably won't get this game, but I might watch it, give it a good, a little watch now and then. But
This feels like a game that needs a beta
Yeah.
to get people in. It needs to get, we're running a weekend open beta for people to jump in and try it out. Because it looks to me that a game that you might need to get your hands on to fully understand.
Yeah,
And
might do.
yeah,
Kind of like...
because at the moment,
Like
I don't know that
Minecraft.
much about it to really pass judgment. Yeah, a bit like Minecraft. I really don't know enough about it.
Yeah, well, in that case, because I basically agree with you, we'll move on to the next game, which is State of Decay 2. Finally, we got to see some gameplay. It looks a lot like the first game, but sexier. Thoughts?
looking at the trailer, I'd be interested to give it a go.
Zombies.
Zabbies.
Ross?
Sexy zombies, according to
Yeah,
these.
exactly. The best kind of zombies.
I liked the moral choices you had to make.
In the first game?
So, well, also in this, do you keep the person? Do you not keep the person alive? They've been bitten. I like the idea that I've got to make a decision on who lives and who dies.
Does
Yeah.
Is that a god complex?
Does each character
A
have
bit.
certain strengths and weaknesses? Is that how...
Yeah. So
Yes.
the first game, at least, basically it's an open world, and you have to pick a spot to make a settlement, and you build a base. You build walls. You go out and explore the open world to find resources like food and water and things to build with, and then you bring it all back. And you convert that into things, like you build a medi bay, or, bedding for people to sleep in, etc. Basically, you have to feed everybody, and when you go out, you find random people who are like randomly generated, and you can take them back to your little castle, if you like. But the more people you have, the more mouths you have to feed. So it's sort of like a give and take.
So it's like, do you not? Yeah.
Yeah. Do you leave them out to die? Do you bring them back? If they're bitten, do you give them the drugs that will stop them turning into a zombie? Also, if it's permadeath, so if one of your characters dies, they're gone. You know, you're not bringing them back at all.
Yeah.
And if they die in the middle of a horde, like in the middle of nowhere, miles away from your base, you need to go and recover that stuff because they might be carrying some quite valuable stuff. So there's constant decisions that have to be made as well as the gameplay to try and progress. And not forgetting that this is a 4-player co-op game.
Yeah.
Which that'll change things up quite a lot.
I hope it's local. I know it's a big hope, but I would really like to see that game local co-op.
Would you guys be getting this game?
Probably.
I think I'm going to, yeah.
It's fun. You know, everyone likes a open world zombie kill 'em up, especially in 4-player co-op. I mean, and it has a lot of funny things. At least the first game did. Like, for example, just for fun, even though it's silly, you can, as you're driving, you can pop the door of the car open and smack zombies in the face with the door and then close the door. Instead of opening a window or opening a door, you can actually dive through windows. So, you know, when you're playing with a bunch of friends, playing with a bunch of friends, you can hilariously make your exit through like just smash through a window, and so it understands that, you know, the tension of a zombie apocalypse, but it also understands that it can be funny too. Moving on, next we have Minecraft, which we touched on earlier. It's getting the 4K update, and very, very, very awesomely, it is going to unify all Minecraft across all platforms except PlayStation. So Xbox 360, Switch, mobile phone, and Windows 10 PC will all be cross-play, which is amazing.
I think that's quite big for Minecraft.
Yeah, it's huge.
For me, the important thing for this is a person with kids, or a kid, I should say, is if family members or people are coming over with like the Switch or their handheld device or a laptop, you can all just get together and play in the same world.
Yeah, it's going to be amazing.
Right there and then. That to me is amazing. It is amazing. And you can just imagine, like, you know, kids going over to other kids' houses just so that they can do that. I know they can do it online, but there's something special about doing it in the same room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But even things like the 4K pack and that people were, there's slagging it online saying, oh, here's a block in Minecraft and here's one with the 4K pack and it's exactly the same image. Those sunsets, sunrises, the
reflective
stuff that
water.
they were doing.
Oh, the water.
You don't play Minecraft for the graphics. The water was amazing.
Yeah.
But the backgrounds and everything else were absolutely stunning. And let's face it, they don't want to replace the look of Minecraft too much,
No, I mean,
do they?
think about Legos. There's no reason they haven't smoothed out an updated Lego because it's iconic. The fact that you can play Minecraft now across all your devices is just so amazing. Just yesterday before the conference, I had a friend come over to my house and he brought his daughter, and she's 8, and she is obsessed with Minecraft, and she wanted to show me the stuff that she had been building, and she's really good. She built like a giant statue of herself and a farm full of pigs, and it was really cool. And you know now, for example, I could have invited her to come check out my world on the Xbox One when this patch goes live. So it's like, it's just really cool to be able to play all together. And rumor has it that they reached out to PlayStation and they said niet for whatever reason. But yeah, their loss, I guess. Ross, you know what this means though?
What?
There's a very good chance that Switch is going to get Rocket League. And it's a very good chance that there's going to be crossplay.
It's going to be crossplay. But if that does happen, then I'm standing in line to buy a Switch.
You'll cry with happiness.
Yeah. I'll masquerade it like it's been my kid's Christmas present or something like that. But yeah.
That old trick.
And then you just take it with you everywhere so you can play Rocket League on your lunch break or whatever.
Oh, don't say that.
I'm giving you ideas now.
Rocket League, my lunch break. Wow.
On the bus, on the way home, on the toilet.
I think I could play better if I was pooing while playing Rocket League.
Really?
Yeah, I think that's what's missing from my game. But yeah,
That extra
so I
power.
think, you know, Yeah, that's what I need to take me out of gold into platinum is like, extra power. I quite like that.
Extra power. Oh, Jesus.
Rhys, that was all the Japanese games, wasn't it?
Yeah, basically Phil's secret mission to Japan panned out. We got Dragon Ball Fighter Z or Dragon Ball Fighters. I don't know if that's misspelled or not. You guys Dragon Ball fans?
Not majorly. I've watched it occasionally, but I've never really played any of the games.
Ross?
No.
Okay, so I think it might be mostly a North American people thing who are about our age. Like, for example, Clay. Like, people seem to be really into Dragon Ball Z. Like, they grew up with it. I didn't catch much of it when I was a teenager, but it looks cool. It looks really nice. It looks a bit like Smash Brothers. I think you said that last night, Carina, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Super Smash Bros, but with Dragon Ball, isn't it?
Yeah,
Really?
Dragon Ball Z.
I would almost compare it to, like, more like Marvel v Capcom style, but like the 3-on-3 2D.
Yeah, that too.
Sort of like style. Yeah. It looks like a solid fighter.
It did, actually.
I've got to give it that. Although I don't know the characters that well, like, the mechanics and everything that they showed looked fantastic.
And there was some really good framework. It looked like a responsive fighter. Good news for people who like Dragon Ball Z, I suppose, but seeing as we aren't fans, I'll quickly move us on to Black Desert Online, which was some sort of MMO, which I thought for a very long while looked like Monster Hunter. Thoughts?
Agreed. That's immediately what I thought it was.
Yeah, I was like, this is Monster Hunter. It's got to be Monster Hunter. It's Capcom. It's Monster Hunter. And then it wasn't. So I was
like,
just, oh, well, but still, it looks cool. There's not very many MMOs on consoles, and I think a few more definitely can't hurt. Agreed? Basically, we just think, more I mean, we didn't get to see much of it, except that you just fight like these ridiculously huge skyscraper-sized monster things. So yeah, hopefully we get to see a bit more about that in the near future. But I'll move us along at a steady pace here because we've been going for a while. Next was The Last Night, which actually I don't think was Japanese, but might have been.
That's
it looked
interesting.
Cool. I thought it looked really good. I love the art style.
It grabbed me right from the moment I seen the trailer. I like that look. It does an interesting little soundtrack. Everything about that appealed to me. Very smart timing with movies that are coming out in the next year.
Yeah, we got Blade Runner coming out this year. I've got a huge poster of Blade Runner like just off my shoulder here, so I'm very excited. I love Blade Runner.
Cyberpunk is back.
Thank Christ. It's about time, seriously.
The art style really impressed me. A lot of the art styles in the sort of, well, if you want to say ID titles have really impressed me of late, but, you know, you've got to look unique, and that did to me. You know, although it's 2D pixels, it did look unique enough to grab me.
At first I was like, but then I saw it in motion, and it's like really well animated, and really like the lighting was like, you could almost feel it. It was so thick. It looks
flowed
great.
quite well.
Yeah, that too. So I hope we can hear more about that.
I'd like to see a bit more.
Yeah, definitely. But next on the list is Code Vein, which looked really, I don't want to say really Japanese, but it was like super vampires and battling and it was just insane. Waifus everywhere. What do you guys think?
I can't remember what that one was.
You can't remember what
Japanese
that one was?
Vampires?
Yeah, it was like Japanese vampires fighting each other.
Like the Final Fantasy style, but...
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I remember that now.
That's how much of an impression it made on Ross. He couldn't even remember the video.
Which one it is?
Code Vein. I'm Googling it frantically.
Visually, the character designs were really good.
Oh, there's going to be so much cosplay.
Oh, yeah. yeah. Hard cosplay. It'll be hard to make, but they'll be brilliant once made. I feel like I need to see a bit more of the story, because I felt like it was more of just attack moves, or... I don't know, I'd like to see what the story's about, because I'm quite intrigued.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't really tell you anything.
No, and...
It's like anime Dark Souls.
Yeah, and you know, super vampires in anime Dark Souls could be fun, right?
Yeah. No, it did look interesting.
It could be an interesting way.
No, I know what it is.
You know, with like, you know, biting, I guess, or draining blood.
I'd be
Interesting to
interested.
see.
Are you actually good or are you actually evil as a character?
Have you ever met a good vampire that's not called Blade?
I mean,
Even he's not that good. He doesn't pay his taxes.
no. Meta. And also, if it's Souls-like, then you have to get good.
Nah.
Very true. You're very true.
So clever. All right, let's move on to the next topic and pretend that never happened. Sea of Thieves. Looked awesome.
Overall, the best trailer of the whole conference. Like, I know I was excited for
You were
Exodus, but-
excited. I was dressed like a pirate.
I'm about to say, which
How do you know I wasn't? You never seen
True.
Sea of Thieves, that trailer, it broke the fourth wall. It was funny. It didn't take itself seriously. It was so rare.
It was. And I mean, I was really impressed with how much new stuff they showed. Shooting yourself out of a cannon.
oh, I really like that.
That's ridiculous, but it's amazing. What else did they show? They showed sword fighting for the first time. And
Yep.
swimming down and finding
shark.
an
More
undersea
sharks.
wreck. Yeah, more sharks. Yeah, underwater shipwrecks, caves. It was awesome.
It was the first time I felt as if they showed the game. They showed the engine. They showed what you
You can do
roughly the stuff you can do. But this felt like a game. Now you know that way that it made everything complete, that you can really see what they're going to do with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just absolutely loved it. I loved the humour at the end when he never quite made that last jump, things like that. But, Rare, I'm really, really sorry to tell you this, but that's not how you eat a banana.
That's really not how you eat a banana. Just the hard end first, without even peeling it, just straight into your mouth. What are you doing, it, guys?
Like, after the conference ended, I went to try and eat a banana that way, and now I don't have any teeth, and I was sick 4 times.
As you know, I've been to Rare, and they all seemed like a bunch of fairly well-adjusted people. But I'm really starting to reevaluate how I perceived everybody there, that they would eat bananas in such a fashion.
Maybe they eat all fruit like that.
Yeah, like an apple just biting straight at the core.
Supposedly there's more nutrients in an orange skin than there is the orange itself.
Really?
Yeah.
Today I learned. Doesn't taste very nice.
Maybe I just made that up.
Yeah. And that's how you stop getting scurvy at sea.
Hey, that's true.
Maybe that's it. You need to get every nutrients.
Yeah.
Stop scurvy bananas. There you go.
That's why they just
I
eat
wonder
it
if
straight.
there will be interactive scurvy.
Oh, that would be good if you, as a character, you get some sort of illness.
Die of scurvy.
Like-
Just
oh, yeah,
like
but-
Oregon Trail where you die of dysentery.
You've got to find bananas as you search for treasure so you don't die of scurvy. Who needs skeletons when you've got scurvy?
We may or may not have something very cool lined up in the next couple of weeks for you guys involving Rare and Sea of Thieves, so stay tuned. They're coming on the podcast. Next is Tacoma. I think it's Tacoma.
Tacoma?
It's the new game by the guys who made Gone Home. It is a interactive story-driven game. I don't want to call it a walking simulator because I find that kind of derogatory. But yeah, it's one of those games. It's set on a space station.
I wasn't that interested in it. I don't know why,
It was
nothing
so
was grabbing
quick.
me.
I think it lasted like 15 seconds.
Maybe that was why, they just didn't show anything that... No.
See, I watched like the first 10 minutes of it in a video that was on, I think it was on IGN. And then the story pulled me in. But that quick trailer didn't really give much about what it was about away. It was just like, here's some stuff, here's some hipster music, and Tacoma, finished by the game.
That's a good analogy.
Imagine that.
That's how it went.
You should work in marketing, honestly. Just present it that way. This is what we're going to do at E3 on stage. No,
I do, Ross.
You should be...
It interested me enough, but I feel as if this is a game that I'm going to stream and it's going to be my wife playing while I sit alongside her.
Hey, why not?
Because that's what we've done for going home.
I mean, I enjoy sitting down with my girlfriend and having her or I play a story-driven game. I mean, I still haven't played, I probably never will play through all the way through Mass Effect Andromeda because it was, entertaining enough just to sit there and watch her play.
Yeah. Like, I know you don't like calling it a walking simulator, but I don't think it is a derogatory term at all because there's been some phenomenal walking simulators out there, from Dead Ether to Gone Home, for example. You know, it's narrative-driven stuff is great.
I love it.
And Fulbright, everyone's been wanting to know what the next Fulbright game will be, and now that we've seen it, I'm excited for it. I'm looking forward to seeing more about it.
Yeah, hopefully we get a bit more info. If anyone is interested, you can watch the first 10 minutes. I think it's on IGN. Just YouTube it. It'll be out there somewhere. It doesn't spoil too much, but it's enough to hook you in, you know. Let's move on to the next game, which was Super Lucky's Tale. At first, I almost peed myself with excitement thinking when I saw the tail running around the edge of the screen, I thought it was going to be a new Conquer, but no. Rare, what are you doing to me? It is a 3D platformer, old school, Nintendo style 3D platformer. It looks a bit like the newest Mario platforming game, where it's not quite a 3D platformer, it's not quite a 2D platformer, it's sort of like isometric.
Yeah, I've done the same as you. Yeah, it's adorable.
Kawaii.
Characters.
It looks so cute.
I want that ghost. There's a ghost that floats about in the background that is the cutest thing ever.
Yeah, I want all the plushies all the time.
Yeah.
Well, we're manly men here on this podcast.
I really do want like a full set. The character design was good, which is the first thing that you have to get right on this is, are the characters cute?
Of course, it's
And they were.
character platformer.
Exactly. Like, the gameplay is a platformer.
Yeah.
You know,
What's the
there isn't a lot
gameplay?
there
You
to
jump
say.
on platforms. Oh, what else you got?
Yeah.
Nothing.
But also, playing as a fox with the word tails in the title is a bit,
Yeah. Well, Carina and I were trying to figure out if he was a fox or if he was a squirrel or whatever. It was a bit...
It's like a bit in the middle.
Guys, he can dig under the ground. I suppose foxes dig, don't they?
Do they?
Yeah, they do dig, yeah. It's a fox, though. It is a fox.
Yeah, but still.
But, yeah.
I didn't know they burrowed underground.
They dig holes.
Do they?
I thought they live in, like... They dig a hole and live in a cave.
Yeah, it's like a den, a fox's den.
That's the word.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was thinking more like, that's like a mole.
You actually pictured a fox?
And I was like, yeah.
Hey, why not?
A mole would have been a good character as well, to be fair.
Yeah. Okay, well, so we're all in agreement. It looks awesome. It's a kind of game that's missing from the Xbox One. I mean, we've got, what is it, ukulele? But that's about it, really. So I am I'm like all for more of these quote-unquote Nintendo-style cutesy platformers. Bring that crap on. But let's move on to a different kind of platformer that is, or has been awaited since forever. It's Cuphead, and it got a release date. September 29. Ross?
About time.
Thank goodness. Yeah, about
Yeah.
exactly, Carina.
I was a bit worried it was going to end up vaporware. Remember that game called Below?
That's just disappeared off the
Pepperidge
face of the
Farm
planet below.
members. But no, Cuphead looks good. It's always looked good, actually. I mean, I've said before I played it at Gamescom, and it played really well. So if it's even half as good as the little demo that I had my hands on a full year ago, I think this year's release is going to be pretty neat. Yeah, I mean, basically it was just a 20-second trailer like, yes, the game still exists. Yes, it's coming out. It's coming out this day. Stop asking. And
Yeah.
that's more of my marketing technique for you, Ross. But yeah, so Cuphead's coming out. Woo! Moving on. Biggest game of the conference was announced, and that is Crackdown 3, which is a game that everybody has been super excited for, and they didn't actually show any gameplay. There was a hilarious trailer with Mr. Cruz, who is probably the most perfect pick for a celebrity
Brilliant.
character in Crackdown. Like, I can't think of anyone better for that except maybe the Kool-Aid Man, because that's basically all you do at Crackdown is blow things up. But they didn't show any gameplay. They did give the release date though, which is November 7th, same day as the X1 X. Have to figure out the best acronym for that.
Just call it the Xbox.
Yeah.
Xbox One X.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
Xbox.
XBOX. Oh yeah, I see it. Yeah, nice. Yeah,
I see what you did there.
Yeah, but yeah. So
No, that you see what I read on Twitter earlier.
you could have taken credit for that, man.
No.
But yeah, so we had Sumo on here a couple months ago
Yes.
talking about Snake Pass. So hopefully we can get them back to talk more about Crackdown 3 very soon, now they've finally given us a date. I mean, it looked great. I just want to see actual gameplay. I want to see how the explosions go. I mean,
I think that's going to be Gamescom.
maybe.
I think that they've done this deliberately.
To get people to want
I
to
think
play
they're going to ramp up the hype at Gamescom and show some proper destruction stuff, show the game running, have it in the show floor to people to play. It maybe just wasn't quite there yet that they wanted to do it. I think it was a bit genius bringing him in. As you said, he's not a more suitable character, Terry, yeah. And I couldn't remember his name there. I just kept on thinking, is his name Old Spice? No,
He's basically Old Spice guy.
But yeah, like, it done enough for me. Like, that's enough. That's all I wanted to see. I wanted the release date. I didn't need to see anything else. Ramp it up before release. Don't make me tired of it in June when it doesn't come out to November. I think they played it well.
Yeah, I mean, what they showed looked good.
They've got to be careful though that they don't hype it too much to the point where it's overhyped, so it becomes worse, even though it's probably going to be a stunning game. Like you say, hopefully they won't hype it too much, and the way that they just showed the little clip was quite well placed.
Yeah, it looked like a comic book strip, but in motion, which fits the game really well. And good thing I didn't see any zombies.
None at all.
No, I didn't see any zombies in the trailer. Thank God, because Crackdown 2 was ass. it was not a good game. I'm sorry, zombies.
What did you say? It was Ashen? Is that what you said?
No, the next game on the list is Ashen, and bless you. And we've actually had the developers for Ashen on the subreddit do an AMA like almost 2 years ago, or even 3 years ago. Like they were, I think, one of our first ever AMA guests, and they talked about the concept behind the game. And so as soon as I saw the people without faces, I knew straight away that it was Ashen. I was so proud to call it like within seconds. It looks great.
I wasn't too aware of this game before, and I know there's a lot of action sort of RPG stuff, but the art style and the trailer they showed was really impressive. Really impressive. Who is it? Is it Aurora? Is that the developers?
Yeah, Aurora 44 from New Zealand.
Yeah. I knew it was something like that. And it's exclusive as well. That is a total exclusive game.
Yes, completely exclusive. So,
yeah. Which is really interesting. But no, that art style was phenomenal. It's clay, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's meant to play a bit like Dark Souls, but cooperatively. So think Dark Souls crossed with that game on the PS3 and 4, Journey, where you randomly meet up with people who you can't properly communicate with. And that's how the game is supposed to play out. That's why everyone has no face, except they do have very spiffy mustaches, I must say.
I'm about to say, good on the mustache.
But
no,
yeah,
it's quite interesting if they do that you can't communicate. Because I feel like if I was able to communicate, I'd get highly frustrated with people, and it'll probably ruin friendships.
Yes.
Just how angry I'd get.
And also, it's a girl on the internet, so you don't exist, so you can't be speaking to people.
And that as well, of course.
Yeah. Speaking of girls on the internet, the next game on the list is Life is Strange 2, the indie darling. Guys?
I was ruined by this trailer.
In a good or bad way?
Because it came up. Yeah, well, not in a bad way. Is there a good way to get ruined? Don't answer that. No, like, it came up Square Enix, okay? Yeah. And then it just sort of like hovered over this character with long dark hair, and I just immediately went, oh my God, it's Lara Croft, the young years.
What?
That's what I just assumed.
Lara Croft is like an indie musical, moody hipster teenager. I don't think that could be something different.
No, when I seen it with Square Enix, I thought it was going to be Tomb Raider, and then I seen it was Life is Strange, and I don't know why I was slightly disappointed. Because I knew Life is Strange 2 was coming, of course, but yeah, it's more Life is Strange, can only be a good thing.
Yeah. Did you play the first one, Carina?
I'm yet to play it. I actually borrowed the game off a friend, but I'm yet to play it. I played the first episode, because obviously that was free, but I'm yet to play the rest of them, but I have got it in waiting. So that is one of my next upcoming games to be starting, especially with Life is Strange 2 coming out now. I definitely need to get on with it.
I really hope they fix the dialogue. I couldn't get past the cringe.
No, but that's what it's all about. Is that cringe? It's teenage girls in high school.
What are you trying to say?
I'm an old man. I don't need to be watching virtual teenage girls in high school and listening to the crap that they talk about.
don't buy the game.
I'm not. I was explaining why I couldn't get past the cringe. I wasn't saying it's a bad game.
Right.
It's just not for me.
Yeah.
I'm like so far beyond the target audience. You know, I'm not buying My Little Pony in the toy store either. Well, not often.
Fair enough.
But yeah, no, a lot of people are very happy about this. So especially on the subreddit. So hopefully it's good. But let's move on because the clock is ticking. The next game was Middle-earth: Shadow of War, which everybody is hyped up about. We saw Australian orcs named Bruce and some gameplay.
I couldn't get over the fact that he sounded like the shark from Finding Nemo.
He sounded exactly like the shark from
I wonder
Finding
if this
Nemo.
is. I really want to know if he's the same actor, because he really did sound.
Bruce.
And
Oh, no,
the
that's
shark
his
is called
character name.
Bruce, and he was called
Yeah,
Bruce, but
yeah.
in a weird spelling.
Bruz. He was like Bruce the Hard or something like that.
Yeah. But I'm
Too
quite
right.
excited for this game. I played the Shadow Mordor. It was one of the few games that I've managed to 100% complete.
Really?
And I was in.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm incredibly
like
excited.
1,000 gamer score?
I don't know what the gamer score was, but
That's not
I
complete
just
if
don't
you
know
haven't got the full gamer score.
Well, I think with the DLC it was 1,400.
Oh.
Oh, I haven't got the. I don't think I've got the DLC though.
Yeah. It's a sort of survival mode type thing. But yeah, like, they've really built upon the Nemesis system, haven't they? And the gameplay, like, the amount of characters that were on screen was so impressive.
I think it's one of the favourite bits of Shadow of War. Like, that's what everyone loved. The amount of characters, the fact you can either kill them or, as it showed in the gameplay, dominate them and use them against, for your own the only problem with it was originally coming out in August, and I think it's now been delayed to October.
I think they said October.
It has, yeah.
The whole time we were watching the video, Carina was like, "Oh, this is my favorite part. I love this. How you can just dominate them."
That's like you just take over their mind, and you're like, yes, and now they get to be yours, and you can just use them against everyone. You don't have to do the work; you just get them to do it for you.
Uh-huh.
I'm just lazy. That's what it is.
I haven't played the first one, and everyone looks at me funny when I tell them that. What's the deal with the guy? Is he like possessed by a ghost or what?
He's Cerebro.
What's that?
He's got
You say that like it's a thing I should know.
He died. Yeah, he died, and essentially was brought back, and he would spirit sort of attached to him.
He's like in Is it called in limbo, where it's like he's not like fully dead, but he needs to do some stuff to completely die. Is that how it's said?
Yeah.
Okay, so basically you're telling me I should play the first game to sort of understand.
Yeah, because it might
basically
follow on probably.
Yeah.
Well, it seemed to be the same characters, but those forts, like the massive, is that what you say, a fort? Is that what you'd say?
Yeah.
A stronghold of some sort? Like, I can't wait to build up to get to one of those. But like, the game looks epic. Absolutely epic. I cannot wait.
Yeah, it's going to be great by the look of it. It's nice to see that not all the orcs are voiced by Nolan North. The second last video on our list is Ori and the Will of the Wisps. Oh, I got the feels. Did you get the feels?
So much. I got the feels. Just with that live music.
Yeah, and
just throw live music into anything and I get the feels.
Does the piano come, does the guy playing the piano come with every copy of Ori and the Wisp?
That's the collector's edition.
That is really hard to say. Ori and the Will of the Wisps. Wow. They released Ori and the Blind Forest. They did an AMA with us. Then they came out with the definitive edition. And then they just went radio silent for years. To the point where many people wondered if they even still existed. And now just boom, suddenly this absolutely gorgeous looking game. I think it's going to be awesome. And there's going to be so many feels everywhere.
Yeah.
Agreed. It looked amazing. They didn't change anything from the first game. It just looked more visually impressive. That's a game that just grabs your heart and
crushes it mercilessly.
It's one of the saddest openings to the original game. If you haven't played it, it's not expensive now. You literally, the opening 10 minutes is just some of the most heartbreaking thing you'll ever witness in your life.
And it's just the intro.
It's a great platformer. Great music.
No, Ross. That's not right. It's not a great platformer. It's the best platformer. Yeah. There is no other Metroidvania style platformer that comes close to Ori and the Blind Forest. It has the tightest controls, the best traversity, the best level design, nothing is better. Like,
Guacamole.
no. Not even close.
Yeah, I don't know. Played them both, enjoyed them both equally for different reasons.
Okay, well, see, but Guacamelee is a more of a melee brawler. You don't fight in
I thought you
Ori.
said guacamole. Isn't that a food?
I can't see it.
Oh.
It's been established on this pod.
the
So it's
game is
Super
that's why.
Guacamole.
Guacamelee, because it's a pun.
Guacamole, because it's a pun, yeah. It's Super Turbo Championship Edition.
Super Turbo Championship Edition. Is that actually what it's called?
That's what it was.
Because like that reminds me of the DLC they released for Dead Rising.
Dead Rising.
Super Ultra Dead Rising 2 EX plus Alpha or something ridiculous like that. But yeah, Ori, I mean, there's not much to say. It looks amazing. So let's move on to the final game, which I think was the biggest surprise out of all of them. No one saw this game coming. No one had even heard of this game until it, boom, out of nowhere. And that's Anthem. So, Iron Man Simulator.
I can only say at this point, press F to pay respects to Destiny 2.
Yeah, F.
Yeah.
This game, when you watch the Destiny 2 review and you compare it to this, I'm sorry.
Yeah, not even
this
close.
blew it out
See,
the water.
at the beginning, I was like...
I'm swearing at Carina right now.
At the beginning, I was like, yeah, I'm not that interested. And then when I got into the Iron Man suit, I was like, yeah, it looks a bit like Destiny, I guess. And then they started to fly. And I just...
Jetpacks, that's all you need.
Yeah, and then my jaw just dropped. It was like, what? Is this real life? Like, what's going on? It looks so good. The only thing I didn't like about the trailer was that awful fake party chat that they like to put in there.
Yeah, that was terrible. That wasn't great. It was no as bad as the Shoutcaster.
Oh wait,
I
think we skipped over that game. Actually, that was the Darwin Project. Yeah, I accidentally skipped over that. But I'm glad I did because I had like deleted that fake Shoutcaster from my mind. What was he doing?
I don't know. I went to the toilet, so I never really seen what
He
happened.
seemed like he was on a sugar rush.
He was just,
and he just couldn't
shouting.
stop.
Yeah, there was. He didn't stop speaking for one split second. It was like the guys who narrate on a horse race.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what he reminded me of. Anyway, let's never speak of him again. Anthem, third person Iron Man simulator set in the world of Avatar. Thank you, Ross.
Yeah.
Wow. It looks so good, and it seems to have some sort of like destruction storms like Gears of War 4.
Now I'm worried because I'm a big Destiny fan, but I feel like this is going to be a big competitor.
It's going to feel like cheating on your boyfriend.
Yeah, exactly. Not that I've done that, just to point that out.
You didn't need to clarify, but it's good. But yeah, no, I mean, it's. I really think that this is going to be the next big thing. Like no hyperbole, no hype, no nothing. I think this is going to be the next big thing. It looks like it.
And Microsoft obviously do as well because they positioned it at the end of their conference. It's not an exclusive game. Like they basically have got so much faith in this game. It's taken the best parts out of what has worked over the last wee while and stuck it into a game. But has there ever been better flying in a game?
Well, I haven't played, but it looked better than anything, I have to say.
Yeah.
The loot drops look cool. Of course, they always pick up legendary and epic items in these demos.
Yeah. Of course.
That I'll never have. I'm having like PTSD flashbacks to the loot cave in Destiny.
Oh.
Did you guys grind the loot cave?
Yes.
Yeah, everyone did that.
I think anyone who says no, I just immediately say, like, you're a dirty liar.
But even when it went underwater, I think even that ability, like maybe, I don't know, maybe that'll lead to something.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
But
they went underwater, didn't they?
Underwater caves and...
Oh.
Yeah. I liked how they just, like, pulled up beside an enemy that was, like, far greater level and all that. Nope, that's for another day, and just flew away from it.
Yeah.
That was amazing. You know, like, I want them sort of decisions in the game. Am I ready for this yet? Nope, I'm leaving. And I'm just going to jump off a cliff and fly away from it. Superb. Obviously, again, these are, you know, they're set pieces that are set up, but this feels as if you can quite naturally get involved. Like, you're flying about, you naturally get involved in skirmishes, you can decide whether to stay or leave. It felt so natural, the gameplay. It didn't feel at any point it was forced that you have to go and do something. We're not going to see what it's going to be like until months down the line if that's going to remain that way. but it did genuinely feel as if I could go and do anything I want.
Yeah, when you can fly at any point, it sort of changes the dynamics. Like, you're having a fight and you can be like, you know what? Screw this. You can just fly away.
Yeah.
Like, what are they going to do
fed
about
up by.
Yeah, exactly. Later, nerds, and just fly off. But
imagine the salty though. If you see your teammates just dying, and you're like, nah, I'm not going to be involved in this, and just like run off or fly off.
The question is though, will there be PvP, and will there be aerial combat?
It depends if you get abilities.
PvP is something I never thought about.
I think
it must have.
If you can
nowadays, you need some.
If you can
competitive stuff
PvP,
like
does that mean it's people going to be like flying around everywhere, like all about like Iron Man flies inside a small area blasting each other, or the possibilities are quite literally endless.
I'd like to see sort of team-based stuff, like you're in an enclosed arena, and it's like 3v3 or 4v4 team-based stuff. When you die, you die. I think that'd be really interesting in that.
I think a game like that would be really cool with like basketball. Seriously, like Iron Man dunking while the other guys are flying around. It's like Quidditch meets explosions. I don't know why that popped into my head.
It's an interesting combo.
Indie developers who are listening, you're welcome. It's yours. But yeah.
Carina, I'm interested to hear what you, like, being a massive Destiny fan.
That's what I was about to ask.
You're quite known for Destiny and Overwatch, so this is exactly it. Like, right now, if you had to pick one Destiny 2, from what you know right now, what would it be?
Between Anthem and Destiny?
Yeah.
At the moment, I don't know. This is so difficult.
Well, I'll put some perspective on you. You've just cheated on your boyfriend, so he's dumped you. You've lost your job, so you don't have any money. You've got £50, so you can only buy one of the two games. Which one?
Anthem, alcohol? Because Destiny tends to have loads of expansions, and it slightly kills your bank account occasionally. So, yeah, it'd be Anthem in that case. But who knows? Anthem might have loads of DLCs and expansions or extra things you have to buy.
It will.
This is just EA's Destiny, isn't it? It's just that they went out and went, "Oh, we're missing a trick here. We need to go and release a game like this." And EA do it in such a big scale.
Well, I mean, think of the combat, the third-person combat in the newest Mass Effect. Thank you. It's quite good. So basically, taking that expertise and turning it into an open-world killathon. Hey, why not? But I think, guys, it's just about time for us to wrap up the show. But before we pop out, I do want to quickly mention that just today, out of nowhere, everyone started tweeting that the Design Lab custom-made controllers have been, like, updated with all kinds of fancy new colors, and you can now have steel and chrome triggers and arrowheads and stuff like that. And it's also out in the UK and Germany, and I think France and some other places in Europe.
France, yeah.
So finally...
Not Finland.
Finally, the Euro Bros can have some Design Lab. I already have two. I imported them from America. In fact, I didn't even import them. I got Mikey to order them to his house, and then he mailed them to me. So thanks, Mikey. You're the best. And by the way, Mikey was at E3. He's there right now as we talk. So was Richard. And they are the guys who did the amazing E3 skin on the subreddit. And before you ask, yes, the tab on the side is here to stay. And Richard and Mikey may or may not, hopefully, have acquired for us some behind-the-scenes interviews with a few developers that they managed to grab a hold of and pull aside to a dark corner for a few words. So we should hopefully be able to include that in one of the upcoming episodes. So, guys, thanks for another awesome episode. It was great to do the live stream with you guys late last night, and nice to be talking again today.
Whoa. You guys think you can do this without me, Uncle Jesse? I think not. Let me jump in and tell you guys my favorite parts of this year's E3. For me, outside of the 4K amazingness of the announcement of the Xbox One X, which, I was really thinking they were just going to drop the whole Xbox One and just call it the Xbox. But for me, the biggest thing actually came after the big announcements that they made, which was all about the new avatars. I might be the only person that loves the Xbox One avatars, the 360 avatars, how you can personalize them. They've got a really new updated version of that. They look really sort of almost Pixar-ish, and just the level of detail and customization in those just looks absolutely amazing. Can't wait to get my hands on those later this year. But in terms of what they actually announced, obviously the Xbox One X is going to be a must-have for me. I also need to pick up a 4K TV. We'll be automatically already saving up for those. Anthem obviously is a no-brainer there. I think everybody was super, super excited for those. Crackdown also looked absolutely amazing, and the new Forza just absolutely beautiful. But I think the one that blew me away was the new Metro game. I have had both of those titles on my console now for over probably 2 years now, and I have yet to play them. I'm now going to be playing those and checking out what those are all about. That game just looked absolutely beautiful. So, yeah, that was it for me. So, Rhys, take us out of here.
So, guys, thanks for another awesome episode. We still have the PlayStation show, but it's at like 4 a.m. my time, so there's no way I'm going to be watching that. I'll be recapping it tomorrow. Are you guys excited for that?
I'm excited what they'll have to bring against the Xbox One X.
Yeah.
I mean, they've got to up their game this time.
Mm-hmm. Right? It's like they have to.
They've got no choice.
I just want to see what happens with Tomb Raider. If it's not at Microsoft, where is it? Because it's there. It exists. So where is
Maybe
it?
they'll just release on their own.
Possibly.
Yeah.
But interested to see what PlayStation do to counter Microsoft.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting. But and by the time this pod goes up, it's already happened. So this will be interesting in hindsight for you guys listening. But anyway, I think that's about enough time we have for today. So for another week, Xbox, turn off.
You're listening to Xbox One Party Chat Podcast, the official podcast of the Xbox One subreddit.
Let's do this.
Can I do the intro?
Yeah, go for it.
You ready?
Never.
Go for it.
Okay, here we go. It's going to be the intro to end all intros. 皆さん、こんにちは。リスです。よろしくお願いします。我々はパーティーチャットポッドキャストです。そしても、こちらが妻です。ロスちゃん。こんにちは。
How you doing? Konnichiwa.
I introduced you as my wife.
Yay! Finally.
That was pretty good what you did just then.
Oh, you like that? We call that Japanese where I come from. Let me try.
Pretty sure we call it Japanese where we come from as well.
Maybe. Hello and welcome to the Xbox One Party Chat Podcast, the official podcast of the Xbox One subreddit. I'm stealing this week's host.
You're stealing me?
I'm a bad host. I'm this week's host, and I'm stealing it from Ross. Delicious cheese, and I really don't know where to go now. I'm just done. I'll go again. Composure.